With Mitch McConnell retiring from the United States Senate and Donald Trump and Elon Musk trying to tear apart the federal government from the inside out, one prominent Kentucky Democrat thinks that she has a real shot at a U.S. Senate seat. Her name is Colonel Pam Stevenson. The Lexington Herald-Leader put it this way: the theory of Stevenson's campaign, the widespread anger over the actions of Republican President Donald Trump, and a respect for her service as a veteran and minister will launch her into office. Both Democrats and Republicans have approached me and said, "You don't know me, but I'm so glad you're running," Stevenson told the Herald-Leader. If her name sounds familiar, many of her impassioned speeches as a member of the Kentucky State House went viral, including this one from 2 years ago when she was arguing against a Republican bill targeting transgender youth as protesters chanted in the House gallery.
We have created an environment of hate, and then we look at them like there's something wrong with them. First you hated black people, then you hated Jews, now we're hating everybody. So the question is, when it's the only people left are you, will you hate yourself? Power concedes nothing. This house is for the people, by the people, to serve the people, and you won't listen. You go after everybody's kids but your own. You make hate the way to go as long as it's not applied to you. You have to ask yourself the question, why would they be doing that? Who are we to cause that?
Today, Colonel Stevenson released this campaign video to tell her story in her own words.
I am Colonel Pam Stevenson. I live by 3 words, 1 creed: duty, honor, Kentucky. For 40 years, Mitch McConnell watched Kentucky from 30,000 feet. I cannot believe he ever looked our people in the eye, wielded all that power, and retired without making more of a difference in their lives. I was born and raised in the Shawnee neighborhood of West Louisville. My dad was a union welder. My mom was a clerk. We couldn't afford much, but as a kid, I thought we were rich. We lived down the street from my grandparents' church, and I am an ordained minister in that same church today. It is good to be home. I was an Air Force JAG officer for 27 years. I served in Africa, Europe, the Middle East, and the Americas. It was a time when our allies mattered. I fight for our elders, children, farmers, veterans, and the disabled. I fight for access to health care and for public education. My colleagues know they only have a problem with me if they go after them. I am running for the United States Senate because this administration is coming after all of it. But the Kentucky Republicans lining up to replace Mitch McConnell will vote exactly the same way he did. This is when the brave take a stand for the future. This is when we come together and we say, not on my watch will you destroy my family, my community, or my country. Join me. Duty, honor, Kentucky.
Joining us now is Colonel Pam Stevenson, the current Democratic Kentucky House Minority Leader and a candidate for the United States Senate. Colonel Stevenson, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I guess my first question is, you talked about in that article we read from in the Herald-Leader, what the theory of the case for your campaign is. What issues are you hearing about from voters? When Mitch, and I will just note for folks at home, when Senator McConnell announced that he was retiring, you were very quick to tweet and say you definitely intend to get into this race. You will have a formal announcement coming soon. We now see that formal announcement, but I'm sure you've been hearing from voters in the interim.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I am thrilled to be here. And what I hear from voters is they want their children to do better than they want their families to thrive, and they want to make a difference. So we've got to take care of all families. We've got to make sure that we make the economy is strong so that people can live the life they want to. We've got to make sure that we have access to not only public education, but Medicaid and health care. As far as I can tell, if you're a human, you're going to need health care for your body. And it should not be outpriced for people. People shouldn't be choosing between eating or medicine. And then finally, veterans. They give their lives for this country. And then for them to come back with broken limbs, broken hearts, broken arms, and not have the services they need to settle back into civilian life is a problem for me.
You know, you mentioned Medicaid, and we've been talking about Senator Cory Booker, and he's been on the floor of the United States Senate. One of the things that he's talking about right now is Medicaid. And I want to read for you an editorial in the Lexington Herald-Leader, and it notes this: Medicaid is vital for low-income families, seniors, and disabled individuals. According to the Appalachian Regional Commission, the 2024 median household income in eastern Kentucky is $33,878, significantly below the state and national medians. Estimates suggest more than 40% of eastern Kentucky relies on Medicaid, a critical buffer for rural hospitals operating on razor-thin margins. Even a small drop in reimbursement can force service closures or outright hospital shutdowns. The United States House of Representatives has sent a bill up to the Senate and whatnot that had $860 billion cut to Medicaid. I think it's safe to say that you would not support cuts to Medicaid, but just talk about, are we hearing from the Republican candidates about this issue? Our voters, I'm pretty sure, again, any drop would make a difference.
Absolutely. There are 1.49 million people in Kentucky on Medicaid. We are one of the poorest states. And when you are a poor state, you rely on the government to help you and give you a hand up. We have hardworking people in Kentucky, and they need help. To say that, to cut Medicaid is a problem. It means you're not paying attention to the people that require that help. And then number two, we just passed a bill in the
Colonel Pam Stevenson, thank you. We'll be watching this race, and we look forward to talking to you again.